Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We are looking at Palantir once again, and I will tell you why I think it's a screaming buy. Because when I look at the recent price action, yes, we've been down 4 days in a row. We have a chance to be down a fifth day in a row. And today was a very large day of volume while being down 1.15%. And now we have a rolling 5-day return, which is down 9.32%. Very ugly, and we could lose that 15-day very quickly. But when we look at the overall 2 days that we have here, it is green with black lettering. What that means to me is that it's in the standard distribution range of the 23-day average. The price, yes, is below its 5-day moving average, but the 5-day moving average is still above the 20-day moving average. That is very positive to see. Now, when you look in column AL here, you see we are on a price to rise. That means because the volatility, while it's been moving, is also correlated to the price right now, which I love, but we'll have to look at that a little bit more closely because even though it says volatility is rising right here, I'm starting to think that volatility is falling, actually. The reason I say that is because we're at 4.9, 4.8, and the other day we were at 4.8. So we could either be peaking and starting to roll over, or we could see a breakout in the volatility, but we'll look at that in a little bit. On the signals, on essentially in the short term, intermediate term, and longer term, we got to go long. But on the intermediate term, we also have to go short. That's very interesting. There's a lot of competing like messages here in what we're seeing in Palantir. We can see that tomorrow we're going to flip bearish on the short term. We'll be bullish on the intermediate term and bullish on the longer term. Still bullish on the longer term, so still feel very comfortable in Palantir. We have definitely seen a resumption in some of the supply coming back into the market. Essentially, what we see here is a falling bear and rolling sentiment. It does look like we're at 51% on the 10-day moving average of sentiment. 54% on the 23-day, and we are coming down very quickly. We were at 64 on the first, on 2-day. Now we're at 56. That's very positive to see. So you'll see 56 here, 58 there, and 56 will be tomorrow. What you'll end up seeing is that we're at 64 back in August 2nd. That was just a remarkable move of what we were seeing in Palantir. Let's look at the type of moves we're expecting in the trading signals area. We do see a coming falling bear. I mean, duh. From where we are right now, this is still a place where I want to buy Palantir, but I want to be a little cautious. I mean, the move that we've seen is indicative of something that is incredibly bullish and will be long-term bullish and is going to go up and to the right for a very long time. Maybe one of the future leaders in the market. So this could be an opportunity just to get in and buy that kind of a dojo wick or whatever they call that. Not really a candle reader. It looks interesting to me. The reason why is because I know that he mentioned that the price was down here and it got bid all the way back up. It did fill this gap, it looks like. And to be honest, it looks like there's some semblance of support underneath, at least kind of riding higher. It wouldn't be at 14, it'd probably be here at like 16. $16 is probably your actual support now. So you might want to put a small stop underneath like 15 and a half, you know? And when I look at the overall daily sentiment, I mean, let's look at this for seriousness. We've gotten a recent high that has pushed all the way up to 66%. We're coming back down to 57%, but we haven't really been below 55% or 54% in a long time. If we got back down, it'd actually be really positive. The interesting thing is seeing this volume return. It's not the same type of volume that we've seen recently, but it is higher volume, so want to be conscious of that. Now, I do love to see this. The thing I love is that we have the volatility, which looks like it's continuing to break out a little bit. Remember before I was getting a little concerned because I'm like, oh, this is lower than the day before. What I'm curious about is if this starts to roll over, the same way that it did here in June, you see how it rolls over, but the blue also rolls over. So what ends up happening if you get a rollover in volatility and the blue, which is the price correlation, what you end up seeing is that the price will go sideways to up very easily, and that's very positive. And the nice thing is that I don't know how high this can go when you get to 47% correlation between volatility and price action. I mean, that's not high, but it's not low. You could easily go like you did here to like 55 in the middle of May and then just roll over. You could do the same thing back in March. You went to 55 and rolled over. So you can very much expect that, especially considering that's the type of move that we're seeing right now. Again, 16, I'd probably say like 15 and 75 cents, 15 and a half is something that I'd pay attention to here for Palantir. We're looking at the overall ultra-fast sentiment. Again, it hasn't fallen very much. I still want to believe that this is going to stay very high, but even if it did fall, like let's say this thing fell and had like an ugly drop to 16.12, I would be buying the crap out of Palantir. Especially because when I look at it, I just honestly believe that the market narrative has shifted and people have fallen in love with this stock. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? Before you go, subscribe to the New High newsletter. We send you 25 stocks to your inbox every single Sunday for free. Come get some. Talk to you soon.